afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to another edition of Appreciating Veterans, especially on Sunday. Today, we brought back an old favorite of mine, Mr. RIK PENN. He's going to do a lot of singing for us today. And also, I have with me Major KATHRYN J, honorable discharge from the Army, I believe it is. Anyway, we'll be talking with her about some of the things that affected her in the military and some advice that she's going to give to some of the ladies who desire to be nurses. But first, we're going to have a couple of numbers by RIK, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this. RIK? How you doing, bro?
Oh, nice to be here.
Nice to see you.
You know, many years ago when I was in Vietnam, I once flew from a base camp to Quinyon Hospital. Then I flew from there to Camp Zama, Japan, and then I was flown from there to Walter Reed Hospital. But the song I'm going to do is about a different kind of flight.
Okay, go for it.
You might remember this from the Frank Sinatra songbook. Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic blues, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Let's float down to Peru. In Lava Land, there's a one-man band and he'll do this flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide up there, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near that you might hear all the angels cheer, because we're together weather-wise. It's such a lovely day. Won't you just say those words? We'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. So perfect, we're flying, honeymoon, they say. So come fly with me, come on, let's fly away. And now the Count Basie Band. You probably can't see them, they're off in the low room. I love that sang with the Count Basie Band. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly up there, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near that you might hear all those angels cheer, because we're together weather-wise. You know it's such a lovely day. So won't you just say those words? We'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's so perfect for a flight, honeymoon, they say. So come fly with me. Come on now, baby. Hike up, let's fly away. Thank you. Everybody, hey.
Thank you very much, RIK PENN, for that beautiful number. Today we're going to be talking with honorably discharged veteran Major KATHRYN J, who was a nurse during her course of military service. Good afternoon, Major, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're just going to ask you a few questions about the things that you did when you were in the military. Could you give us a brief synopsis of the things that you did while you were in the military, when you went in, where were you stationed, and things like that?
Yes, I'll be happy to.
Thank you.
I was in the military in 1961. Prior to that, I was at school in New Orleans at Dillard University, where I got my undergraduate education in nursing. And the reason I went into the military, just to give you a little background, is because coming from a large family and didn't have enough money to finish my nursing program. So what I did is I heard about the student nursing program.
When you say large family, would you have 2 brothers and 2 sisters?
No, I had 8 sisters.
Okay.
There was 8 of us in the family. And so, you know, being from a large family, you need resources to get through school.
Right.
So I researched and done the Army Student Nurses program. And for 6 months, they only paid me to do it for 6 months. But even though 6 months, you have to give, it was a little over 6 months. So consequently, I had to give them, you know, like 2 years, because it's a year for every 6 months.
Okay.
And so because it was a little over 6 months, they said that I was obligated to give them, you know, 2 years. So within that 2 years, I joined the student nursing program. And I went, my first assignment was at Denver, Colorado, at Fitzsimmons Medical Institute. And so from Fitzsimmons, you know, I got a chance. I was happy that I did it, you know, because number one, it gave me resources to finish school.
Right.
And then, you know, throughout this conversation, I tell, you know, other people how they can, you know, utilize some of those services so that they can finish their nursing school. But the thing is that then in the program, I was able to travel a lot. And so within that 7 years I was in the Army, for 7 years, 3 months, and 3 days. You know, a lot of people don't remember all that. But I was surprised. 7 months, 3 months. 7 years, 3 months, and 3 days.
Okay.
And so within that time, I was able to go to Denver, Colorado, and Fitzsimmons. I stayed there for a couple of years, and then from Fitzsimmons, I went to Germany, and I stayed in Germany, Nuremberg, Germany, for 2.5 years. And during the time I was in Germany, what happened is I became ill with something like, I guess, hay fever, asthma, something, and I ended up leaving Germany, coming back to the States, and I came back to the States in Medicine, and while I was there, I was interested in, you know, anesthesia and everything, so I took that class for a couple of years and decided that that was something that I wasn't cut out to be. So then what I did is I came back to Letterman General Hospital, and I stayed there a couple of years. And while I was at Letterman, then that's when I got orders to go to Vietnam.
Oh, you went to Vietnam?
I did.
How long was your tour in Vietnam?
My tour to Vietnam was 12 months.
12 months?
12 long months.
You
You know, there are 12 months and then there are 12 long months. And so I went to Vietnam in 1965.
Were you married at the time?
I was married at the time.
And where was your husband?
He was here in San Francisco.
Okay.
Because we had established residency here.
Okay.
And so what happened is, like, I tried to get out of the service at that time because I didn't want to go to Vietnam, and they didn't want to hear that.
None of that.
And so what happened is that I went to Vietnam, and over there, the first 3 months is like you in, I guess, a place of no return. But after the first 3 months, then you become acclimated. And so then the last 9 months, then you just, you know,
take it day by day.
Take it day by day.
Well, can you tell me about some of the veterans that you, I mean, some of the guys that you served with there? You were in a hospital corps group down there. You were in, I mean, what was the conditions like there?
The condition when you first went there was unbearable because we didn't have a hospital. We didn't have any place to, you know, to call a hospital. We built our own hospital.
Makeshift tents?
We had makeshift tents to start with, and then after that, for a while of several months, they were able to build what they call huts and huts. And then they made them into a hospital, you know, where we had triage, where we saw the guys and everything, because there was a lot of casualties over there. A lot of time, I'm sure, when you guys were listening and hearing reports from Vietnam and everything, you didn't get the real story. We knew the real story. That a lot of times there was no casualties and they acknowledged. But the experience in Vietnam taught me a lot about being patient, more patient and everything, and always being able to be strong and look out for others.
Compassionate.
Yes.
You seem like that kind of person. You're a compassionate person.
I am.
We appreciate all your service. We really do.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to ask you though, during your tour in Vietnam, the soldiers that came into the Quonset huts or wherever, I mean, did they provide you proper equipment and stuff to treat them with, or did you have was it air conditioning, or was it? I mean, did you have the facilities that you needed to properly treat the soldiers that were coming in injured and wounded?
Initially, we did not. But then as time went along, and I think at the time when we were in Vietnam, when we had General Westmoreland, I think that was the person, who saw that we started getting things that we needed there. Because at some point, if anyone had ever been to Vietnam, areas of Southeast Asia, it's very, very hot. I mean, humid and hot. And so the thing is a lot of times that we were taking care of the GIs and everything, the heat and everything. Sometimes we have to get fans the next year because the humidity and the heat and everything, not only for the GIs that they've been out there working and everything and supporting us and fighting for us, all of America, it was very difficult for us as nurses to care for them because, you know, you're already full of heat and everything, but then we were so dedicated, at least I know I was. We were taking care of those persons who came from out of the field and everything because they were being injured out what they call the Vietnams and everything. And so we were able and willing to give them the best service that we could give them under the circumstances and everything.
I understand. I can imagine that it was a very traumatic time for you then. Tell me, how did you keep what did you do for yourself just to keep peace of mind? And I know after all the blood and gore, and so watching that and seeing that all day and comforting the GI, how did you maintain yourself? What did you do for you?
I went to Vietnam as a strong person. Very strong person, and I maintained my strength by being there because I'm always I consider myself as a leader. And so the thing is that, and I'm a very outspoken person, and so consequently, I was able to get a lot of things that was needed that some of the other nurses may not have had that opportunity. And even though I was the only quote-unquote black nurse that was in my unit and everything, yes, the officer, the only black nurse and officer, because it was two of us, but the other person that was there didn't consider herself as being, you know, African American or black, as you say. So to me, well, she said she was Jamaican. Okay, it's that you were running with her. But she was Jamaican. But anyway, it was, to me, since I had to go to Vietnam, I decided that I'm the type of person I'm gonna give my best. I'm gonna give my best wherever I am. And so it happened to be in Vietnam that I gave my best. But one thing that really troubled me at some time is that being a person who strive to be a perfectionist. And so whatever unit that I have, I always put my best in that unit. And so what happened is that I will set up units and everything, and then once I get it,
Like you wanted.
like I wanted, you know, in perfection and everything, I may be moved to another one. And I guess that was to set that one up too.
Okay.
And so at one point, you know, you take it and then you decide that, you know, this is my space and I have, you know, dedicated a lot of service and hours. And then so I had to decide that I wanted to be Kathryn again and say, well, look, you know, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Okay.
But I always try to do what I can in order to help the guys that's coming in. Because when they come out of the field and some of them with no limbs and arms, legs, or whatever, they look for you to give them the best that you can. And so what I would do is whatever I could do for any GI that came to my unit, I would give my best. And they appreciate it.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did. We appreciate you too. We really do. So you say that you were in Germany, you were in Colorado, Vietnam. Are there any other places that you can remember that you enjoyed being in or that you toured at?
I think the most places I enjoyed being is that I enjoyed being in Germany because I was able to travel, you know, to Paris and some other places and everything. I also enjoyed being in, I can say in a way that Vietnam was enjoyable once you got over your
Initial shock
and
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
Enjoyable because you were able to see how other people live, and it made you more appreciative.
Right.
I was very appreciative working in Vietnam because I took it as part of my responsibility, and then I was able to do other things like they had a leprosarium over there, and so I mean, you know, after 9 months you decided, well, if I'm gonna do something, I need to have something, some type of outlet,
Okay.
you know, some type of outlet that you could use that and show other people that you can do service to. So there was about 4 or 5 of us that provided service at a leprosarium, where we would go over there, and there was a nuns that ran the leprosarium, and so we would go over and give our service to them there, and they really appreciated it. Even though it was dangerous at times, and I was one of those persons, you know, they said, you know, carry, you know, like a couple of nurses would carry what they call a 45 or 22. And I said, well, I'll be one of the ones that carry mine and shoot myself. But, you know, you get kind of vain, and so I did put it in my fatigue, but, you know, I never had to use it.
Okay, so what did you do when you came back? When you decided to get out, what have you been doing since you been out?
When I came back from Vietnam, it was in '66. And then you started looking for a job and everything.
They were plentiful then, weren't they?
Oh, well, they were plentiful, but I had difficulty finding a job, you know, because what happened is a lot of time, you go for a job and people want you to do things that you know, you want to take a less job than you qualify for it. So I said, but no, I'm not going to, you know, do that. So it forced me to go back to school. So then what I did is I went back to school. I went to UC, San Francisco, and to work on my master's. And then that's when I got a master's in maternal child health.
And what? What did you say was that?
Maternal
child health?
Yes.
Okay. And what does that consist of?
Well, even though I didn't work in the area, but it's providing care for women, children.
Okay.
When they say maternal, that mother, child health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yes, okay. We're going to take a break right here. We're going to have another song from Rick. How do you really think about that? You want to hear him sing another song?
I would love to hear him sing.
Okay. We're going to have another song from Mr. RIK PENN, ladies and gentlemen.
You've heard the expression that more is never enough. Well, I'm of the opinion that there should be more benefits for veterans and more activities for veterans because they've given so much more I think, and then a lot of citizens to supporting, just supporting their ideals and supporting the country, and supporting everyone, and giving everyone the ability to try to pursue their dreams in this country. So next song is called More, and I first heard Andy Williams do it a long, long time ago. More than the greatest love this world has known. This is a love I give to you alone. More than the simple words I try to say. I only live to love you more each day. More than you'll ever know. My arms long to hold you so. My life will be in your keeping. Waking, sleeping, laughing, weeping. Longer than always is a long, long time. But far beyond forever, you will be mine. I know I've never lived before, and my heart is very sure. No one else could love you more. Longer than always is a long, long time. But far beyond forever, you will be mine. 'Cause I know I've never lived before, and my heart is very sure. No one else could love you. No, no, no one else could love you. No one else could love you more.
Thank you, Rick, for that number. We appreciate it. We hope you come back next week and do us another good for us again. We're still here with Major Kathryn Summers, who holds a master's degree from the University of San Francisco in nursing. Is that correct? Am I correct in that?
Yeah, University of California.
University of California, San Francisco.
UCSF.
Thank you. And one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, Major Summers, what is some of the experience you've had with programs here in the city since you've been out? And what programs, if any, would you recommend to the female veterans or female listeners here in our audience? Or what kind of programs would you offer them? Or suggest to them?
Regarding my experience, since I got out, that was your first question.
Yes.
When I first got out, my experience wasn't very good, but as years went along, it's been better. The veteran administration, in terms of looking at veterans and everything, is better. I think initially it was very, very bad for poor, not bad, but poor for women. But now I noticed at VA at Fort Miley that the services for female vets are increasing. It's getting better. It should get better. It's not, up to par. Because I think it's because that initially all the focus was really on the men. But now they try to provide better service for the females and everything. So that's the first question. And the next one is what I recommend. I would really, as a nursing instructor, retired after 31 years teaching at City College of San Francisco, I would encourage, any veteran or anyone that's really interested in the medical field to pursue it. You know, because to those person that's coming out of the military, male or female, you know, they can get the GI Bill, and then it could offset some of the expenses that they need to go back to school.
Okay.
So I would recommend that and encourage, because there's a need for, you know, nurses in this city and a lot of other places. So I would encourage that.
Thank you for that. And you're saying, you said that let me ask you this. Maybe some of the problems that you had when you got out, when you first got out of service, are you finding them less prevalent today or more prevalent today? Have they made giant steps into rectifying those problems as far as the female veteran is concerned?
Saying giant steps, they have made steps
in
terms of, you know, trying to help females and everything. But I think there's still a long way to go in order to make things easier for female veterans and everything.
Thank you very much.
Because like when I first went to the VA in 1969, I went there and I just didn't go back.
Okay.
But now I started going back and started utilizing some of the services. And I encourage people, you know, don't give up, you know, because if we give up and not go, they will not improve. So you have to continue to go to make them improve and be accountable.
Thank you. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you and invite you once again down to the War Memorial Building at 401 Van Ness Street, here in the city of San Francisco. We'd like to thank all our guests, especially Major Summers, Rick for coming in and doing all those beautiful songs for us. We hope you come back and share some more with us later. And until the next show, we ask all veterans, take care of you. Take care of you veterans. Or come down here to 401 Van Ness Street in San Francisco, and we'll take care of you. Have a good afternoon. Very
good. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly up there, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near that you might hear all those angels cheer, because we're together.